patience, okay? That's an important one, patience, especially for my followers. The key for you is I want you to be able to follow the person you're dancing with. What does it mean to follow? To be behind them, not with them. So if you're with them, if you're trying to be with them, that's when you usually mess up. But if you try to focus on being more behind them, the goal is, as a follower, your catch-up game is strong. That means catching up to where your lead is to make it look like y'all all ride together, versus trying to anticipate what he's going to do, what he's going to do. Now it looks horrible. Because now you're trying to think about what I'm not even thinking about, right? So I want to make sure my followers, we got that understood. You're not trying to figure out what he's going to do. Let him show you exactly what he wants you to do. Sweet, we good with that? So what we're going to do is take out the thinking. We don't need that. And that doesn't just go for walking. They go for stepping, they go for the swinging, they go for all dances, because your goal is to be behind your lead, which means you're able to see everything your lead wants you to do, and you're able to execute, problem. That sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Great. All right. Now, with that being said, y'all have to have something good to pay attention to. Okay. You are accountable in your communication skills. All right? Communication is key in dancing. That's what we do. We don't need to say a word to somebody to get them to do the things that we want them to do, or the things we suggest them to do, or even to say, hey, what you want from this? Right? Because a lot of people don't understand the concept of allowing our partner to show us what she wants in this dance versus I'm just telling her what she wants. I say leadership to your left. Ladies, you do the opposite of everything your leader does. So what direction are you shifting to?
Right.
To the right, okay? My right knee. If I can let my right knee kind of point out, that means that my positioning is where I need it to be, all right? So, sit neutral for a second. Now shift to your left, okay? Sweet, okay? Now shift to your right. Now shift to your left. Now shift. Is that walking is a real cool dance. It's a real cool dance, and it's a real simple dance for my lady. And so what that means is, what looks cool? A person that takes their time, or a person that's just like, I gotta get you is, you want to make sure that you're taking your time to get everywhere you need to be. So that even in shifting your weight, as the music comes on, when we turn the music on, the goal is place the heel, lift the heel. Place the heel, lift the heel. I want you to drop. This is not this, okay? I don't want this, all right? Everything you do is supposed to look like it's constantly flowing into the next thing. Place, adjust. Place, adjust. So when you hear me say the word adjust, this is what I want to see. All right? You're adjusting your weight side and side. Okay? Then we're going to do our side steps. All right? So we're in place. We adjust to the left, adjust, and adjust, and adjust, and adjust, and adjust, and now we're going to take a step to the side. We're going to step over, slide the toe, adjust, and place. Okay? So we're just going to take this step over, we're going to slide the toe in, but don't put weight on it yet. We're just going to bring it in, collecting it, and then we're going to adjust and adjust. We're going to step back over, slide the foot, slide, adjust, and adjust. Step over, step, slide, adjust, and adjust, and step over, step, slide, adjust, and adjust. Sweet. All right? So real this is the goal. When you're going to take your step, ladies, you're going to do this with the right foot just for class purposes, so we're all together. We're We're going to start with right foot. We're going to make sure you put your toe behind you. You're going to push off of this foot, sliding it into you as best you can, slowing yourself down, and then you're going to adjust in place. Okay? So you're stepping right, slide, adjust, and. So when you finish, your right knee should be up. So make that adjustment. Alright? So dry. Now when we adjust, I want your adjustment to maintain its positioning. So this is what I mean. Just so you can see it from this level. When I go step up, step straight up, and I bring this foot in, I adjust right here. I don't want to see you here, and then you kind of adjust up to the side. We haven't talked about angles yet. We're not playing with none of that yet. We haven't stepped to the side just yet on those steps. I just want you to step straight up and back. One of the biggest things is discipline, and everything you do is discipline. And can you make yourself do the same thing every single time, or you just fall into everything? All right? So I'm going up, slide, adjust, and step up, slide, adjust in place. I don't want to walk through my shoulder. I want to walk through my core. So that means if you pay attention, this is my foot, and this is my core. If you're walking like this, then that step is out here, which means now you're dancing more this way. I want to walk through my core, so my foot comes through my center, which means I'm almost putting my knee in front of the other knee. Straight forward here. So I want to walk straight forward, and then adjust. Straight forward, and then adjust. Now, in doing this, one of the cool ways, ladies, just step back just for 2 steps. Thank you. One of the coolest ways here that you're going to make this walk look like you need it to is not just a straightforward step, it's a forward step with a slight toe to the eye. Alright? So I want to make sure that my toe is a little smooth because I want to make sure that this is actually holding my balance. Because if I'm on a tightrope, I'm putting my foot to where it's balancing, right? Each step. So as I'm taking my step, I'm putting this toe here, which eventually starts your angles. So now this is where my pull motion starts to take place because now my toe is actually telling my body to create the turn versus I'm just taking a step to the side, which now is taking my whole body. Okay? Directly behind you. Not to the side, not over there, but directly behind you. So I want to go back, slide the foot in because it's right under me once I finish versus being out here and then now I'm trying to find it. If it's directly behind me, then my body will come directly to it, adjusting in place. Back, slide, adjust, and. Back, slide, adjust, and. All right? So let's do that real quick. So ladies, when you take the right foot in and you drive back, you can also do the same thing with the left foot. So if your knee is constantly driving forward, then you could constantly drive back the same way. Okay? So remember that concept. Everything you do on one side, you can do on the other. Short, short, adjust.
Long, short, adjust.
Thank you. One more time.
Long, short, adjust.
Now, ladies, this is what this motion looks like. As I'm maneuvering back, starting with my right foot, I'm going long, short, adjust. And long, short, adjust. And we're starting with our right foot. Just for class purposes, we started with our right foot every single time. So as I go back, ladies, back, sliding the toe, walk on those smaller 2 steps, not in place, walk. I want you to remember the key to walking is to actually go somewhere. So I'm not just taking steps to take steps, I'm taking steps for a purpose. The goal is to move. Now, there are going to be some adjustments that I might make because somebody might be behind me, so I might not be able to walk this step. And yes, you can maintain your steps in place. However, your goal is always to continue moving and going somewhere. So, when I take the long step, when I go into my short steps, it should pass my heel each time. Then once I get to my adjustment, that's when my feet can come back together. Okay? So, the reason why. Are you in control of what you do? Or is your body in control of you? Ooh. Are you in control of what you do, or is your body just in control of somebody else? And the reason why I ask is because a lot of times, the moment we start moving our feet, we feel like we gotta take an arm, and it's like right foot, left foot go. You know practice in this dance, especially for my ladies. When you're dancing, it's really in stepping as well. When the guy has your hands, you don't need to use your hands to do anything. Because if I'm trying to communicate using your hands and you're trying to use your hands, there's no way we can use this dance together. All right? This is the vessel of communication, and that's why. Because you're doing something with it, and I'm trying to do something with it. There you go. Stop talking when I'm talking. You ain't listening. You just trying to respond just because. Like, give me a chance to give you my dialogue so you can give me yours, and then we can better understand each other. Because it's clear, no interruptions, right? So ladies, your dance is always going to be hips down. And we're speaking of this culture. All right? Understand the culture of dancing you're doing. When you salsa, this is all day. All right? When you're doing swing, there's things that you do up here, West Coast. You're playing around up here, that's fine. That's another dance. You're doing this one, respect it. Okay? So, ladies, I don't want to see when you're going into your steps. Leaders, I don't want to see. I don't want to see that. Keep your hands still. Long, short, adjust, angle. Because when you're actually driving, you're communicating, she's in front of you, this hand needs to always be giving that driving force. And this hand, for her, is always resisting that driving force so she can actually feel it in her body. But if she's using it, and it's like, wee, and I'm like, no. Right? So, let's do that again without the arm movements. 5, 6, 7, adjust. Last pattern. And this is a really, really good pattern. So this is the goal with walking that you always want to keep in mind. Is that leaders, you set the tone, which means you set the rhythm, you set the control, you set the pattern that you want you and your followers to abide by. And so that's the leader's thing. Ladies, y'all don't try to follow that motion, right? Now this is the goal. If you're gonna do that, you have to do it effectively. It's your job and your confidence. You got to do it. So, when you have these different patterns, single step pattern, triple step pattern, we're about to work on what we call a double step pattern, which is it's really a slow triple step. However, we're focusing on the double portion of it. So the step, I'm gonna explain that later. But the point is that you have to be able to, when the music comes on, be able to have really good discernment of what pattern I should do to this particular song. So some walking songs are actually faster. Some walking songs are very slow. And then you have those in between where you might be able to do a couple of the different variations. The goal for you is figure it out. That's it. Just figure it out. Okay? So, you have your preference, like the one you like. You probably like this one. All right. But you like, I feel like I'm running, that means you need to learn how to smooth it out. So if you feel like you're running during this third step motion, you probably are. That's fine. Slow that thing on down. Okay? Ladies,
So you gotta slow it
just
down.
do it.
I love this dance,
But you
Are
make
you
good
school
sense,
here?
adjusting in place. But now we're gonna adjust to the side. Side, and. Now as we take this is the goal. We're gonna start straight. That's how it's gonna roll. Let me y'all be with me. We're gonna start straight. But every step after that, every drive step after that, is gonna slightly maneuver to the right. Because what we're gonna focus on is angles. So I'm going long, short, adjust, and now because I adjust it this way, I need to get back in front of them. Long, step, adjust, and long, step, adjust, and long, step, adjust, angle. When you start understanding your angles, and it's not just straight back, you see. You see. So you start learning how to angle, which means you're able to see what's going on behind you. It's his job to secure you, but it's also his job to secure yourself. So, yes, you're walking backwards, but that doesn't mean you're oblivious to what's happening. You can still learn how to make adjustments and look behind you, so you know how you might adjust, because your partner might not. Not necessarily you might not know how to say, hey, stop, somebody's coming. Walk, slide the toe. 1, 2, walk, slide the toe. 1, 2, walk, slide the toe. Comfort, but I still need to get the point across. Okay? So, thumb inside her palm. Thumb inside her palm. That's just one. Thumb. I want your thumb. You got one of your hands in there. Thumb. There. Now, relaxed. So I want your arm to fall down. You just bring it down. Just relax. It needs to be right in front of your stomach. Right in front of your stomach. Right here. Not directly in front or like on the side of your stomach. But I want you to be relaxed. The last thing also that I want you to do is I want you to kind of turn your thumb more up a little bit. So hold her hand, but turn your thumb more up a little bit. There you go. Now I'm able to push forward versus my hand tilted in, which kind of gives her the impression you're going like this. No tilt, all right? Keep this Titanic straight up and down, all right? So slide over front. All right, sweet. Double step.